Good evening, Commonwealth, and thanks for watching the Channel 2 News. I'm Ashley McDowell. Let's take a look at tonight's top stories. The TRO for IPI's tax information only has one more day unless granted an extension by federal court. Also tonight, an arraignment is set for a mill that allegedly possessed ice. And a new fee has been introduced in a bill that could have an effect on the tourist. In sports, fishermen hook large trophies at the Derby banquet. Stay with us, these stories and more are next.
The phone you want now on the best network and a plan that gives you endless data on chat, social, and music apps. Tell your DoCoMo Pacific rep you want now with access. DoCoMo Pacific, better together. Some conditions apply.
We're here for Saipan, we're here for life.
Hafa Day, Tirwami, and good evening, Commonwealth. Today is Wednesday, July 24th, 2019. The case Commonwealth Casino Commission versus Imperial Pacific International is now at the federal court, as the Attorney General has filed to remove the temporary restraining order that was granted to IPI for the release of their tax information. The binder containing all of IPI's tax information is in the hands of the Commonwealth Casino Commission, including the redacted parts that are blackened out.
So the 2015 to 2018 financial statements, there's probably about 5% of the information in there that's blacked out. And the way that we made a determination of what should be blacked out was in consultation with Mr. David Berger, who was certified as an expert, a financial expert, accounting expert. So we requested his assistance, went through each and every single page and said, we asked, is this confidential? If it's not, then we left it alone, and if it was, then we redacted it. And then we provided a justification to the Superior Court saying we're requesting that these information be redacted until such time as the court determines whether they are in fact confidential or not.
A temporary restraining order was granted by Associate Judge Kenneth Govindo on the release of Imperial Pacific International's tax information, but the TRO is now in the federal court.
We were served with a notice of removal. Basically, they said that because we filed in our petitions, we alleged violations of the constitutional provisions, that it should be removed to federal court.
The TRO is still in effect until midnight tomorrow, as declared by Judge Govindo. And although the cat is out of the bag, IPI is still concerned about the confidentiality of their information that was redacted.
What we're looking at now is what we need to do beyond tomorrow midnight when the TRO is no longer in effect. So we're doing the necessary research, and we'll do whatever is necessary, I guess, in federal court to make sure that either the TRO that was issued in Superior Court is extended or whatever equitable relief the federal court deems should be granted.
But IPI's attorney, Viola Alapuzzo, says taking it to federal court feels as though they are starting from scratch in resolving the issue. She says IPI will be asking the federal court for another extension on the TRO until a decision is made by a judge. But if the extension on the TRO is not granted, all of the redacted tax information will be available to the public. Reporting for KSPN, I'm Ashley McDowell. KSPN reached out to the Attorney General's office for comment on the removal of the TRO, but as of news time, has not received a response. Stay with KSPN as we continue to follow this case. A preliminary hearing is waived this morning for alleged possession of crystal methamphetamine, also known as ice. 40-year-old Robert Camacho Torres on July 12th, around 3:15 a.m., a Department Public Safety officer pulled over a black-colored SUV heading along Beach Road without any headlights. In the passenger seat was Torres. The officer noticed a gun in the back seat of the vehicle. When the officer opened the passenger door, a yellow lighter, one used glass pipe, one straw with a yellow and red stripe, and 3 Ziploc baggies, 2 containing crystal-like substances, were found. The police officer conducted a test kit on the baggies of the crystal white substance found in the vehicle, which tested positive for meth. Torres has an arraignment set for July 29th at 9 a.m. in the courtroom of presiding judge Roberto Naraha. A bill has been introduced in the Sinamay House of Representatives that would require tourists to pay more in taxes when staying at a resort in Saipan. Take a listen. It's Sinamay House Bill 21-67, introduced by Representative Janet Maritita, a bill that would add a 5% resort fee.
We decided to get some revenue generating bill going on, as we all know that we need to have something to help our economic financial status here in the Sinamay. So that's the need for an increase of our creating a new revenue.
Representative Maritita says she created the bill to be used for.
As it is right now, we intend to fund MVA so that we can get, help MVA promote the Commonwealth, and we're gonna allocate some certain percentage to our public school system, NMC and CHCC and other, promotions for the Commonwealth.
Maritita says she came up with the idea of adding this 5% fee while she was in Vegas and feels the Sinamay will benefit from this fee considering the current austerity measures on the island.
I never knew that there's a resort fee until my recent trip to Vegas, where, when I looked at my bill, it was like there's also a resort fee, and inquired. So I said, hey, that's something that we should consider, something that is much needed, especially at this time in our Commonwealth. So it's a new money.
Currently, there is a 15% hotel occupancy tax that is added on when every tourist books to stay at a resort in Saipan. This new bill would add another 5% tax on top of that, creating 20% total in extra costs for the tourists. And Hotel Association of the Northern Mariana Islands chairwoman, Gloria Kavanaugh, says that could prevent tourists from visiting our island.
Right now, when you look at our ADR, our room rates, okay, the average room rates that we are getting on this island, we are about 30 to 40% behind Guam. You're going to tack on another 20%, it's just going to be way too expensive. The room rates are not going to be able to increase because we're competing with Guam and we're competing with other destinations,
causing setbacks in moving forward with recovery and tourism on our island.
You don't charge those kinds of rates in a tourism economy that is very low right now. We have not recovered from the storm yet. And then to try to say, oh, give me more, okay, is unbelievable and very, actually, irresponsible, to be honest with you.
Representative Meritita says the bill has 8 signatures at this moment and is currently with the Ways and Means Committee for improvements. She says the next step is to get comments from the public. Reporting for KSPN, I'm Ashley McDowell.
Is that fee necessary to bring more income to the island, or will it push tourists away? You decide. Coming up, birth tourism, a boom or a bang? We get to the heart of the issue after the break.
Get the phone plan you're looking for at IT&E. Stay connected with the strongest, widest, and most reliable network in the Marianas. Stream, share, play, shop, and surf the web with super fast 4G LTE data. Whether you need just a few gigabytes of data to get by, or if you want to go further with unlimited data, there's a plan for you. You'll always get the best price. Visit any IT&E store or call us to learn more. IT&E. Explore your world.
Welcome back to the Channel 2 News. Last year, over 500 Chinese nationals delivered babies in the Commonwealth, well over half of the live births in the CNMI. Do these births mean life support for the hospital, or does it threaten tourism overall? Our Chris Nelson has more.
It's known as birth tourism, and it's big business not just here but in the U.S. mainland, predominantly Southern California. One study published by the Center for Immigration Studies estimated about 36,000 Chinese nationals give birth in the U.S. each year. Birth tourism is not illegal, but it is controversial. Critics call it a shortcut to citizenship, and it can give access to welfare and health care benefits without paying into the system. Anyone who lies about the purpose of their visit to the U.S. can be charged with visa fraud. In the CNMI, tourists don't need a visa, but they do need to be paroled in, and some local officials worry that the practice of birth tourism puts the parole program for Chinese tourism in general at risk. Dr. Tony Stearns has delivered many babies, both local and tourists, over the years, and talks frankly about birth tourism.
I know there's mixed feelings about the pregnancy-related care that's provided here, and I personally think that it's a group of people who have contributed financially, certainly, to the hospital. And it's a group of people who are renting places to stay and shopping and eating in restaurants, and then they go home. I know there's mixed feelings about the whole process of birth tourism, but I personally think that overall it's been a positive for the Commonwealth. It's people who come for a stay and spend quite a bit of money while they're here, primarily at the hospital, and then go on their way. And the issue of having a U.S. passport when the baby leaves is an issue, and I understand both sides of that. But why they're not here, I think a part is that there are challenges coming in, both from the Chinese end getting out of China and the USCIS end here. And I've always stayed out of those issues, and we practice medicine. If people come to us and want us to provide health care, to me it doesn't matter if they're from China or the mainland or from here. I provide health care, and that's been the focus of our work here in our clinic, is to try to provide a good quality service and good customer, and all that we do in the clinic here, good customer service, and take care of our patients and provide high quality health care.
How would it typically work in the past when would women come here in their 7th or 8th month or earlier, or how would that work?
Some of both, but most of the visitors would come in around towards the middle of their 7th and 8th month, 5 to 6 weeks before they deliver. Some would deliver the day they got here, but most would come in a month or so ahead of time, and we would see them for the prenatal care and do the same kind of care we do for everybody, and make sure their labs are up to date, and we've addressed any health issues that they might have relating to the pregnancy, and then be there for their delivery and take care of the baby. And after a bit of time, they go home. Most go home the next day from the hospital, and then we see them a visit or two while they're still here on Saipan, and then they go back to mostly China.
If birth tourism stops, what do you think the financial impact on the hospital will be? Because they're paying in cash, they're not billing, right? They're not running.
From a financial perspective, it's been a huge boost to the hospital. I've had estimates that as much as 25% of the revenues have come from birth tourism, and that's a huge boon to the hospital. It's all cash. They pay their bills with very, very few exceptions. They're very good about paying their bills. And they're here for a short time and really have no detrimental effect on the community, and the patients leave. And they probably never come back, except maybe in 20 years they might want to show their son or daughter where they were born. But it's a group of people that I think contribute quite a bit. They're on the road, but a lot of tourists. We want tourists here. We're a tourism-based economy, and these are some of the best spending tourists we have, and it's funded a huge amount of the care that's at the hospital.
Have you ever had an academic discussion? There's it's a controversial topic. People talk about it. Generally, they're talking about it in a negative way. But has the legislature or the government or anybody ever said, "Hey, let's sit down and talk about the good and the bad, or be educated on the topic itself, what it means and how it works"?
To my knowledge, no. I mean, I've had off-the-cuff discussions with people occasionally about it and all, but in a formal way with people who are in a position to affect change in this regard, I don't think so. I think there's a lot of misperceptions at multiple levels in the government and the community about what are the pros and the cons. And again, I know there's issues, and I want what's best for the Commonwealth overall. And if there are decisions made that because of a feeling that birth tourism is not a good idea for the Commonwealth, I'm fully behind that. I think that we need to look at our overall economy and issues, and certainly we want the visa waiver program to continue. That's important for the Commonwealth. And again, I'm speculating. I don't know what all the reasons are. I assume that that's one of the concerns that government officials have, and I think it's a valid concern to have. I think it should be taken into account.
Thank you, Chris. All right, coming up in the KSPN2 Sports Report, sashimi. Hey, we like sashimi. All workers have the right to a safe workplace. Employers must provide a workplace that is free from recognized hazards and comply with applicable OSHA standards, including proper reporting of injuries. Training needs to be done in a language and vocabulary employees can understand, and an OSHA information poster must be displayed prominently in the workplace. Workers, You have the right to raise a safety or health concern with your employer or OSHA without being retaliated against, and request an OSHA consultation of your workplace if you believe there are unsafe or unhealthy conditions. OSHA can help. Free assistance to identify and correct hazards is available to small and medium-sized employers without citation or penalty. So look out, speak up, and stay safe. Job safety and health, it's not only good practice, it's the law. Check out OSHA.gov or call 664-3154 or 3155.
Welcome to Marianas Medical Center. We've been taking care of you and your family since 1998. We offer preventive health care services, acute and chronic care for both adults and children.
微产期以及妇科的检查
신생아 선별 검사 및 영유아 건강 검진.
Meron po kaming food handlers, green cards, school at sports clearances.
Greenig Marianas Medical Center oferece todo klaseng serbisyo para hinamli pamilya mismo siya.
We accept Medicaid, Medicare, and most private insurance plans, and we also accept individuals without any medical insurance. We're conveniently located in the JKR building on Beach Road, Garapan. Marianas Medical Center, quality health care for your entire family.
Visit American Memorial Park, one of Saipan's leading visitor attractions. Open 7 days a week from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. The visitor center is located in Garapan, just a short walk from most hotels. This U.S. National Park honors the American and Marianas people who lost their lives in World War II during the Marianas Campaign. Entrance is free. Take time to view the main film, to learn about the Battle of Saipan, and walk through the extensive and fascinating museum exhibits. Don't forget to stop by the museum gift shop, which offers unique and exclusive merchandise. All proceeds are donated to the park's education program. Come discover the American Memorial Park.
Buenas sports fans. Buenas sports fans. Smiling Cove is quiet now. The 35th Saipan International Fishing Tournament is over. The trophies have been handed out. The boats have gone home, and the fishermen have returned to their normal lives. But we can't forget.
Like the 28th Derby in 2012, the 35th Derby was won by the very first marlin that was brought in on the morning of the very first day. The 942-pound marlin reeled in by Mike James from Guam 7 years ago, that's the record to be broken. Good luck. Captain Tony Flores landed a 462-pounder worth this magnificent trophy. Mel Aldon, who brought in a 438-pounder early Saturday, was good enough to claim the first place trophy in the billfish category. Mike James took a second place trophy back to Guam for his 238-pounder. To show how much this derby has grown and evolved over the years, consider this. 7 years ago, 50 boats entered the derby and 6 of them were from Guam. This year, 76 boats entered, including a record 20 from Guam and 6 from Tinian. Saipan Fishermen's Association President Gene Dream Weaver made his traditional president's report at the banquet.
As usually, I give a president's report on the tournament. So ladies and gentlemen and participants, 76 boats went out this year and 76 boats returned. So everyone give yourself a round of applause. It was a successful tournament.
Another development, a record-busting number of fisher women. It used to be only Vicky Benavente out there, but the times, they are a-changin'.
In the 35-year history of this tournament, 2019 saw the record for the most women who competed in the tournament at 16. Let's give a round of applause for our fisher women, ladies and gentlemen.
At that awards banquet Monday evening at the Pacific Islands Club, MC L.J. Castro links the past to the present.
Stories into history and mortal men into legends. Tonight we celebrate as well the passion of a group of people who, driven by their love for the pastime of fishing, helped in inspiring new generations of fishermen and fisherwomen in these last 3.5 decades. Those who have come to appreciate and love this weekend and in turn pass that love on to their children.
Marlin wasn't the only prize worth trophies. Good-sized wahoo were especially abundant. It was Captain Juan Barcenas who had the only 30-pounder to edge Chad Palacios. Fat yellowfin galore. Diego Mendiola topped it with a 47-pounder over Wayne Villagomez. Not much skipjack this year. Sidney Takahashi won a trophy almost as big as his 14-pounder. Total weight trophy goes to Journey 2 from Guam with 304 pounds. For the record, the most boats entered was in 2004 when 102 entered this tournament for its special 20th anniversary. Winners of the grand prize get their names engraved on the perpetual trophy. Congratulations to Louis Manabusen for being the first to have his name on that trophy 3 times.
Here's the windup and the pitch.
I don't believe what I just saw!
Get your game and gear at Gold's Gym Saipan. Group exercise is a great way to get fit and then stay fit. For something high tempo, go for a ride with one of our instructors in our new spin room. Let's roll. Pilates improves flexibility, builds strength, and develops control and endurance in the whole human body. It also improves coordination and balance. And the Shake Cafe is a great place to stop by for a meal replacement or supplement. See you at Gold's Gym.
All right, today's high only 84 because of the heavy clouds. The heat index only 89, the low only 79, humidity only 84%. Tomorrow, clearing skies, isolated showers, winds light and variable, high around 89, low 79, seas calm 2 to 3 feet. Sunrise 5:57, a low tide at 1 past 8 in the morning, a high tide at 1:36, sunset at 6:49. A couple inches of rain today.
Yes, so I think we got the full effect of the season.
Monsoon trough. This is what this is called, monsoon rains. Our rain gauge that we have here at the station blew down at the typhoon. We have not been able to repair that. So I don't know exactly, but I would say we had about 2 inches of rain overnight.
Oh yeah, this morning. It really didn't stop all day, I would say. I don't really remember a break, unless I was inside at some point, but
yeah,
we definitely got the full effect
the rainy
of the
season
rain.
is here, folks. Yeah,
here comes the rainy typhoon times.
Yeah. Now Chip Gard predicted that, remember, last week?
He did.
He was predicting it to happen last week, so he was a few days off, but July, this is it.
So morning of tomorrow, maybe same thing, or we're gonna
it's not going to rain
possibly?
forever until the next year, but it's going to stop sometime.
I'd like a little bit of break.
After every rain, there's some sunshine.
And some rainbows.
And rainbows.
Saipan's best for.
Yeah,
so,
all
right, well, thank you for watching. Please do have a great rest of your night. Tune in tomorrow night at 6.
Good night.